Welcome to Mendix World. I'm so excited to be with you today. Even though we're not in the same room, it's still great to be here with more than 10,000 makers who are all changing the world with software. Every one of us has been trying to find new ways to keep moving forward in the past few months. And every customer I speak with is telling me they're working hard to vastly accelerate their digitalization journey. Whatever the context may be, if you're a government looking to quickly provide relief funds to citizens in need, or if you're a retailer facing a spike in online sales while dealing with a disrupted supply chain, or a company that's suddenly forced to accommodate a work-from-home setting, we have seen our community rise up to the challenge and develop some incredible software solutions to help combat this global crisis. And this is exactly what Mendix is all about. At Mendix, we're on a mission to empower makers to create the best products and experiences in the fastest and easiest way possible. But for us, it's never just been about making apps faster. Instead, the Mendix way has always been about removing the complexity from application development so that we enable everyone to bring their best ideas to life with software. We are all witnessing the momentum of low-code across many different industries. Low-code is now truly eating the world. Since the last time I spoke with you, we've witnessed a big surge in the adoption of the Mendix platform. Our maker community has grown almost 100%, and we now have nearly 200,000 makers on our platform across 25 industries. In the past 9 months alone, makers created over 120,000 new applications on the platform, and we now have nearly 10 million users accessing our platform every single week. Our revenue has crossed 100 million, and we expect we'll double it again in the next 18 months. As increasingly more makers are turning to Mendix, we've significantly expanded our global scale with offices and teams around the world. For example, in the past year, we've added new teams in Canada, Belgium, France, the Emirates, Singapore, Australia, Japan, and China, and we're scheduled to open up even more in the coming year, providing our customers and partners with local support in no less than 45 countries. Today, I want to share our vision about the future of low-code. I often talk to customers about their digitalization, and while every company is unique, it's clear that the challenge is complex and spans a wide range of issues that include technology, but also business models, the skills gap, network effects, and many more. And addressing these issues is no longer just a concern of the future. For many companies, this has become urgent, almost overnight. For example, where and how work is done is radically changing as a new digital workforce emerges. Customers and employees now expect highly personalized experiences, as well as the ability to converse with systems through speech, chat, or their collaboration tool of choice. And what about data and the investments in your existing systems? And what about automation and AI? And how do you make sure that all of this is secure, always on, and globally available in your unique combination of public and private clouds, as well as your on-prem or edge environments? This is a lot to manage for any organization, especially if you don't have the specialist skills in-house, let alone the budget pressure that many are facing these days. So where do you start? This is exactly why we pioneered low-code as the way to remove barriers and make it easy and accessible for any organization to create world-class digital products and experiences. Today we'll show you how we are applying the Mendix way of radical abstraction and automation to an expanding set of capabilities like data integration, workflow, cloud, AI, and new forms of interaction. And from that, what emerges is a vision for an all-in-one low-code platform that expands far beyond the traditional boundaries of software development. Your makers will have everything they need at their fingertips, so they can fluidly create modern solutions that easily snap together. We'll show you how fundamental enterprise concerns like governance, security, scalability, and integration are addressed holistically across all aspects of the application lifecycle. With the Mendix all-in-one low-code platform, your teams will be able to build even better solutions with even fewer constraints. To show you how we're doing that, let's now switch over to my good friend and Mendix CTO, Johan Danaan.
I'm going to show you today how we will enable you to write your future and the future of your enterprise with an all-in-one low-code experience. And along the lines, I will introduce you to the 20 new innovative capabilities in our next major release, Mendix 9. 20 announcements across 6 categories that, if combined, give you that all-in-one low-code experience. So fasten your seatbelts, here we go. Let's start with data. If you want to make business decisions, you need the right data. As a member of the MT, I understand that business leaders and their teams need to have the most accurate data quickly so they can make confident decisions, and how hard it is to actually get the data. Every digital service, every new business model, every little app to make your employees more productive, every piece of software needs data. Data from any source, ranging from streaming data from machines to data warehouses and data living in Excel. And every new app you build produces new data. As a developer, you have to deal with three main challenges when you want to build or extend applications with new data. First, you have to find the data you need in the jungle of systems and data stores, and then you have to figure out who the owner is and how to get access. Secondly, you have to understand what the data means, ranging from understanding abbreviated attribute names to how more complex data is calculated. And thirdly, you have to actually use the data in your app, which means calling APIs, writing integration logic to deserialize the data and map it. Next, you have to bind it to UI elements and probably change the UI to adapt to the limitations of the used API. We reimagined how data integration and management is done. This is where Mendix Data Hub comes in. Data Hub is our advanced data virtualization platform that is solving all three of these challenges in a fundamental way. Let's move to Andre to show you the power of Data Hub.
Yes, thank you, Johan. I'm very pleased to be able to show you Data Hub today. So Data Hub basically consists of two main parts that I'm going to show you. One is the catalog, which allows you to find and understand the data that you're looking for. And then the other part is the deep integration into the Studio Pro. And I will show you a bit of both. So let's have a look. Mendix Data Hub is a low-code approach to leveraging data and digital resources that eliminates the complications and expense of conventional data integration. Data Hub allows business users and developers to discover data from other Mendix applications, as well as third-party solutions such as SAP, Microsoft, Siemens Teamcenter, and MindSphere. Simply use the out-of-the-box connectors to make your data discoverable via the data catalog. This allows users to have the same experience for both Mendix and non-Mendix data. To showcase how easy it is to leverage data discovered in a Data Hub, we're going to be building a lease management app to help an organization manage their employees' company car contracts. First, we're going to search Data Hub for vehicle data. Data Hub returns all the relevant data services and entities based on your search. Each data service contains information about the version, the environments, and the service owners, allowing users to easily contact data owners to resolve questions or issues. Within the services are all of the entities, their attributes, and any associated documentation. Data Hub makes it easy to discover data, understand whether it's suitable, and how it can be used. This is often a challenging task for many organizations who have a jungle of data. The Open In button allows users the choice of how to consume this data by either using it in their favorite BI tool, Excel, or Mendix. When developing data services at scale, it's important to understand where and how data is being used across the organization. The landscape view gives a complete visual of all the applications consuming this particular data source. We can see here our fleet management service is currently being consumed by several other applications. The view is constantly up to date with any application registered to the Data Hub. Let's take a look at leveraging this data to build a lease management app to help manage company car leases. Inside Studio Pro, we see the domain model of the app. The domain model contains some boxes and lines between them. These are known as entities and associations. The blue entities are persistent entities, data stored in Mendix database. The purple entities are a new concept known as external entities. Each entity has a logo to help developers quickly identify which systems this data comes from. The employee data source here is being provided by SAP. The objects are created with these entities are stored in memory and retrieved from an external service either as raw data or aggregated data. External entities can be used alongside persistent entities. For instance, in this model, the lease entity has a relationship to an employee. Using the Data Hub pane in the Studio Pro, developers can search for data within their organization. The same functionality is also available inside Studio for citizen developers. By searching for vehicle, it'll bring back all relevant datasets found. To start using the vehicle data, all that is needed is to drag and drop the entity from the Data Hub pane onto the domain model. There's no need to do any mapping, connection details or configuration. Just simply start using the data. If we want to use the data, all we need to do is right-click on the external entity and generate an overview page. We'll connect it up to the navigation to allow us to see this page. To view these changes, we need to press the Run button. Our application changes are pushed to the browser. Here we can see a dashboard which combines data from both external and internal sources, giving a tailored experience for the user. Using the new navigation item, we can see all the vehicles from our fleet management application. It allows for full sorting, searching and paging of external data without the need to write any logic. In the background, the platform will perform the relevant calls needed to present the right data to the user. External entities work across all device profiles, whether that be native, PWA or responsive. If we now go back to the landscape view, inside the Data Hub catalog, we can see the newly built application connected to the vehicle data service. In the last few minutes, we've shown you how the Data Hub catalog allows for the discovery of data within your organization, whether that be data from a Mendix application or not. And then we showed you how easy it was to consume data without having to build any integration, mapping or code. Simply drag and drop the data you want, allowing business users and developers alike seamless self-service access to data. So that's Data Hub for you. Thank you, and back to you, Johan.
Data Hub will be available next month as a separate product, but it has already been used by a number of customers over the last months. The municipality of Rotterdam is one of these customers and used it to build a case management system to help unemployed citizens be more prepared for the job market. Data Hub enabled them to share data easily between the different phases of the case being managed, while ensuring data quality and agility, splitting up the solution into multiple services. The evaluation met all their requirements, which led to the decision to build the entire production solution based on Mendix Low Code and Mendix Data Hub. There is an even bigger story behind Data Hub though. Data Hub is not just a new product that applies low code to a whole new field outside application development. It's also a paradigm shift. We move from thinking about apps and their data to a platform view in which all data is just available. This removes barriers for breaking up monoliths or creating highly dynamic microservices landscapes. Removing this integration barrier altogether also enables additional services that provide value on top of all the data in your app landscape. Just imagine that you want to automate a process or workflow that touches data in multiple apps. And you probably need hundreds of these type of flows. Without Data Hub, it would be a lot of effort to build these workflows and all the data integrations they need, and even more effort to maintain them. Now that we have Data Hub, we actually have a great opportunity to apply our low-code principles to the field of workflow as well. And this actually is the next part of our all-in-one low-code strategy that I want to talk about. Over the years, customers have built numerous powerful workflow-based solutions. Many customers chose Mendix instead of traditional workflow and BPM tools because of the flexibility in UI, logic, data models, and deployment options. The municipality of Dubai digitized 250 previously paper-based services in just 3 months. Their solution includes a smart forms application and task management, and integrates services like a rules engine, digital signature, and even Amazon Alexa. Over 1,500 business users use this system today. Another example is BCLP, a global law firm with a division who focuses on high-volume legal work, like commercial contracts, NDAs, and real estate services. And they digitize their end-to-end review and remediation processes on Mendix and build a portal for real-time status visibility of projects. This solution integrates with document management and review systems and an AI-based contract analysis tool to reduce risk and errors. All these workflow solutions triggered us to think deeply about the opportunity to apply our low-code principles of radical abstraction and automation to this domain. So let's go to Corina to show you what the result looks like.
We have been busy adding a workflow modeling language and execution engine to our platform. I will show you the key elements of this new capability in Mendix 9. We can now take one of the available workflow templates as a starting point and adapt the workflow in the new editor in Studio. Workflows contain automated tasks backed by microflows and human tasks that use pages to get user input. Based on the output of the tasks, the state of the workflow is updated. For human tasks, Mendix 9 comes with a whole range of rich workflow UI templates that can be used out of the box. In addition, the full power of UI building in Mendix can be used to adapt and extend these templates. This is easily done using drag and drop and available to any maker, from citizen developers to pro devs. The workflow capabilities deeply integrate with Data Hub so that you can easily use and orchestrate the data across your landscape. End users can access workflow tasks within their app, but Mendix 9 also comes with a central inbox task so that all workflow tasks from any application can be processed easily. Lastly, our workflow capability comes with a whole range of predefined dashboards that can be used to track and manage workflows.
Thanks, Corina. And that's workflow in Mendix 9. With workflow editors in Studio and Studio Pro, deep integration with Data Hub to access all data across your landscape easily, the smart UI templates, the central task inbox for end users, and the full power of Mendix to connect to any smart service. I think we can truly call this intelligent automation for your enterprise. We talked about Data Hub and intelligent automation, two big areas that we are now covering as part of our all-in-one low-code platform. But all of this, of course, has to run on cloud-native runtimes that can be deployed everywhere. Those of you who deploy applications to the Mendix Cloud are probably familiar with our one-click deploy, our self-service scaling, and our recovery and fallback capabilities. You may also be using some of our online platform services like the Cloud Portal, the Developer Portal, and the Team Server. What we've done in the past year is to make it really easy to deploy to the cloud of your choice, whether it be Mendix Cloud, your private cloud on Kubernetes, or even a fully managed dedicated instance of our cloud, without losing access to those online platform services. Your cloud strategy may change over time, and like many of our customers, you may be considering a hybrid configuration spanning public, private, and on-prem deployments. No matter what you choose, we're continuing to make it easy to gain all the value of our online platform services through a single deployment motion, no matter where you choose to locate your applications. And we've made several other investments to enhance your deployment options too, starting with security. At Mendix, security always has been our top priority. Many large enterprises trust us with their data and processes. Take Mercury systems, for example. They provide mission-critical technologies like radar and mission computing to the aerospace and defense industry. They implemented a digital threat project to unify disparate systems and chose Mendix because of our strict cloud-native architecture and our governance features. Their deployment pipeline seamlessly includes vulnerability assessments, compliance and penetration testing, and they use granular security across apps to meet their requirements. To make sure we stay on top of our game, we continuously assess ourselves and let third parties do that. This led to many certifications and assurance reports that we keep active by yearly assessments, like ISO 27001, ISAE 3000 and 3402, SOC 1, 2, and 3, and CSA Star. And now that we are part of the Siemens family, security became even more important, as the largest industrial companies and governmental institutions are using our platform. Therefore, I'm happy to announce 5 additional security certifications that we received over the last months. ISO 27017 and 18 focused on security and the protection of privacy in the cloud. The Cyber Essentials certification for the UK. And also PCI DSS, allowing Mendix applications running in the Mendix Cloud to process credit card data. And last but not least, HIPAA, focused on protecting the privacy and security of health information. This is the most comprehensive set of security certifications for any low-code platform. The second thing I want to talk about is the power of a cloud-native runtime. The Mendix runtime executes the application models defined in our studios and runs them in the cloud of your choice. You probably chose the cloud because you wanted portability, reliability, and scalability. But you cannot have those things, even in the cloud, if you are not running cloud-native apps. Being cloud native, the Mendix runtime is unique in the low-code space. It's stateless, horizontally scalable, lightweight, and able to run everywhere. However, properly implementing concurrency, parallelization, and asynchronous execution of workloads is essential. Traditionally, this is hard and involves threads, logs, and fault tolerance mechanisms. Mendix 9 solves these problems for you. Let me show you. You can now manage task queues as part of your model. You can execute tasks in parallel or in the background, and even control at activity level how sub-microflows are executed. That's cloud native, the low-code way. The last thing I want to talk about in the context of multi-cloud and being cloud native is edge computing. Often we think of multi-cloud as deploying to big cloud vendors or a hybrid of cloud vendors and private clouds. But there are an increasing number of use cases where those configurations aren't the best choice. For example, perhaps you are gathering a significant amount of machine-generated data from a factory floor, and it's more effective to analyze it locally. Or you are deploying applications to a heavily regulated healthcare environment, or to autonomous vehicles or submarines where it is not feasible to deploy to external clouds. In these situations, we need to run applications on the edge, which adds a new dimension to develop once, run everywhere. Software is becoming increasingly more relevant in the discipline of factory automation. Making software development more accessible to domain experts is key to bridging the OT and IT domains. So I am pleased to announce, in collaboration with Siemens Factory Automation, that we have developed Mendix for Industrial Edge. I'm very excited to welcome Rainer Brehm, CEO of the Factory Automation Division at Siemens, to tell us more about it and to show it in action.
Thank you, Johan. Wow, I'm really excited to be here in Greece on vacation with my family and join you virtually on Mendix World. Automation technology plays a major role in nearly all industries. Whether you are running a factory or a process plant, whether you operate a mine or a dam, or you're overseeing the trains in a subway or the packages in an airport, automation technology always is a core technology. Every third automation controller sold globally is a Simatic from Siemens. I'm very excited today to tell you how we bring together the strong ecosystem of Simatic and Mendix on Industrial Edge. This will enable dramatically increase in productivity for OT and IT use cases. Our Docker technology-based Industrial Edge offering is a powerful enabler to run containerized applications close to operations. It can run embedded in automation devices or on dedicated industrial PCs with Linux. With Mendix Industrial Edge, you can create and deploy this application to Industrial Edge and realize very new OT use cases. Why this excites me, and hopefully you as well? First, with Mendix for Industrial Edge, we enable operation domain experts to write their application, which is helping to solve their problem. For example, a plant engineer can write and also modify and deploy an application without waiting for the IT department. Second, the huge Mendix developer community can access operations data without OT knowledge via an OPC UA interface, or more comfortable with a REST API, including query capabilities. But the real power of the system comes of the combination of Industrial Edge apps, like our SCADA system in CC Unified, on Edge, and Mendix. So for example, we take this motor, the speed. So out of the SCADA system, you get the information that this speed is over the limit. So you get an alarm. Now with this alarm in Mendix, you can do different things. You firstly could request a service call from the maintenance department, or you do an entry in a digital shift calendar, which could be a Mendix app, or you're searching historical data under which condition this happened in the past, or Well, it's up to your creativity how you can leverage this very powerful ecosystem. In short, the combination of the semantic ecosystem and the Mendix ecosystem on Industrial Edge will enable your teams to achieve powerful business outcomes and advance your digital agenda. I would love to hear your ideas on Edge solution on Mendix and how we can help you further develop the system. And I'm looking forward to our breakout session. Thank you.
That's Mendix for Industrial Edge, and I'm really looking forward to bringing these new solutions to market with you. These are our 3 major announcements as part of our multi-cloud layer. 5 new security certifications, including PCI DSS and HIPAA, the distributed task queue, and Mendix for Industrial Edge, further extending our lead in develop once, run everywhere. We have talked about how we expand from low-code for application development to all-in-one low-code covering data integration, workflow, and even edge computing. But you might wonder if we had any time left to improve the core app dev experience. The answer is a definite yes. We actually accelerated our investment into the core application development experience. If you have been following our monthly releases, you have been witnessing that. And today, I want to highlight what we are doing in Mendix 9 with major updates to the core developer experience in our studios, as well as the things we are adding to enable you to build better user experiences. As most of you know, we enable a broad spectrum of makers with our studios, from occasional users with a business background to full-time low-code pro developers and even hardcore programmers. All backed by a single platform that enables these groups of makers of differing abilities to collaborate in real time on a single project. With Studio Pro, we provide an enterprise-grade low-code environment that also includes code editors, as well as deep integration with IDEs like Eclipse for extending your models with Java or JavaScript. And with Studio, we provide a no-code environment for citizen developers. The new version of Studio comes with major upgrades. First, it integrates deeply with Data Hub, just like we saw in Studio Pro earlier. While building pages and selecting data to visualize, you can immediately explore all data from your landscape and use it effortlessly within your new app. No need to write integration logic, just use the data. As we have shown earlier, we also added powerful workflow capabilities to Studio. And with these 2 new capabilities, Data Hub and Workflow, we responded to the most requested features from our users. Easily work with external data and a way to model workflows way more easily. In addition to many improvements to the page editor and introducing live consistency checks, we will also enable users of Studio to publish to any cloud. So even if you are standardizing on SAP Cloud or your own Kubernetes cluster with Mendix for Private Cloud, you can enable citizen developers in your enterprise to build and publish apps using Mendix Studio. With Studio Pro, our core focus is to make the lives of professional low-code developers easier. We want Studio Pro to be the most loved IDE. Development teams have started to adopt peer reviews as an integral part of their quality assurance system. Diffing, merging, and conflict resolution have become more important than ever. However, developers struggle with this in visual programming languages, and that's why we've completely reimagined how we merge changes and how to resolve conflicts in Studio Pro. In Mendix 9, we move from document-level conflicts to element-level conflicts, and we give you much more powerful tools to review, process, and accept changes from others. So I've been working on an event app with Arjan. So how are we doing, Arjan?
I was just about to merge your changes of adding venues to program items, Johan. Let's see. We worked on separate stories, so I'm not expecting any conflict here. Oh, but there is a conflict. Let's see what happened here. Oh no, Johan, you also changed the length of the full name attribute. CTOs never stick to the stories that are assigned to them. Anyway, previously this would mean that I would have to choose between my work or Johan's work. And if both parties made meaningful changes to the model, then it might even mean some rework. Let's see what the experience is in Mendix 9. There's a new button here, Resolve. And if I click it, I enter a completely new mode, Visual Merge mode. There's lots of visual cues indicating that we are resolving conflicts. What we also see is that both my speaker item and Johan's venue item are already here. Non-conflicting changes from both sides are already accepted. And what remains is to resolve a conflict at the level of the attribute, the full name attribute. Let's see. 300, 250. 250 should be enough for everyone. Let's use that value. The border turns green, all conflicts are resolved, and we can accept and exit resolution mode. But wait, let's meet in the middle. I'll make it 275. Note that I'm now editing a document that is being resolved. I accept and exit, and I end up with a domain model that contains changes from both sides. Are you happy with what I just showed you, Johan?
This is a huge improvement that will make collaboration a breeze. I'm sure you will love it. Oh, and one more thing. The demo you just saw used Git as the back-end version control system. So this will enable additional workflows in the future, and we will enable integration with your enterprise Git systems. The application development experience in Mendix 9 got a huge boost. With low-code for data integration, with the deep integration of Data Hub in Studio and Studio Pro, the workflow editors in both studios, the new visual merge approach, as well as Git support. So I'm looking forward to the many great things you will make with this. Today's world needs smart apps. Apps that are context-aware, intelligent, and proactive. An important building block for these type of apps is AI, ranging from out-of-the-box cognitive services to custom-made machine learning models that are integrated in the app. We see many customers that use Mendix to build these type of smart apps. SVB, for example, uses facial and speech recognition to verify citizens' identities remotely to secure their pension and health benefits without having to visit a government agency. And Animal Shine produces reality shows like Big Brother, and their Mendix solution uses AI to detect notable moments from the 24/7 video stream, so humans only have to review footage that's of production value. As we have shown last year, AI can also be applied to the application development process itself. Why not build smart apps using a smart platform? We introduced Mendix Assist, a family of AI bots that proactively help developers build applications faster and with higher quality. The first bot we launched was the pair programmer for microflows. We have seen impressive adoption over the last 12 months. More than 60% of the Studio Pro users use Mendix Assist to create microflow activities. And more than 40% of all microflow activities created in Studio Pro are created via Mendix Assist. This adds up to more than 11,000 activities per month. And it's not just new users. 25% of the top 200 heavy microflow creators use Mendix Assist almost exclusively. And today I'm happy to introduce you to the newest member of the Mendix Assist family, the Performance Bot. Let me show you. So the Mendix Assist Performance Bot has 3 capabilities. First, the bot inspects the model, identifies anti-patterns, and points you to the exact location of these anti-patterns. Second, the bot recommends you a contextualized action to refactor, along with a dedicated step-to-step guideline for each best practice. And third, the bot can actually fix an anti-pattern for you by automatically refactoring the model to a best practice. The Mendix Assist Performance Bot will launch as part of Mendix 9 and will know several best practices at that time. It will quickly learn more, and soon we will start to enable you to include runtime data from your production applications as well to improve its suggestions. That's AI for building high-performance applications in Mendix 9. But we will continue with more announcements in the Studio Pro area. Let's talk about how your app interacts with its users. In the end, you're not building an app, but a new product or a new experience for your users. And the philosophy of Mendix is to enable you to build multiple experiences for the same app. This makes it a lot easier and faster, and hence cheaper, to enable additional modalities and touch points for your users. Last year, we introduced Native Mobile, the ability to build true native apps based on React Native. Only with real native apps, it is possible to create a consumer-grade experience that your users demand from you. And it's truly amazing to see how quickly our users and customers have been adopting this. Take Revit, for example. They make apparel for motorcycle aficionados, and there were no off-the-shelf PDM solutions that address their industry. a technically complex product with fashion materials. They built a solution on Mendix, which is among the first low-code native mobile apps ever. Their designers can communicate feedback on fabrics, cost and execution through their app, saving an estimated 60% of their time. Another example is VDL Netcar, which manufactures cars for BMW, the Mini Countryman, the Mini Cabrio, and the BMW X1. They built the Q Mobile native mobile app on Mendix as part of their Industry 4.0 initiative to enable quality inspections. Technicians on the factory floor use Q Mobile to scan finished cars and verify their customizations before they leave the factory. And we have many more great examples. I'm proud to say that within a year after launch, we already have more than 1,000 native mobile apps running in our cloud. You can imagine that this is a big motivation for our engineering teams to keep improving our offering. And they did. To tell you all about it, I will hand it over to Danny Roest.
Let me briefly show you how we will empower you to even build better native mobile apps. First, NanoFlow improvements. Over the last months, we've been adding many capabilities to NanoFlows. One of the more popular ones is that you can call microflows from NanoFlows to fetch data from external systems, to do complex calculations, or to trigger actions in the backend. For example, to reserve a desk in our office. With all this additional power in NanoFlows, you can imagine that it's becoming more and more important to debug your device logic. Therefore, I'm happy to introduce the NanoFlow debugger. You can do all the things you are used to from a debugger, set breakpoints, step over and step into, and also see changes directly. You can even step from NanoFlow to microflow and back. And this is all visually in Studio Pro. And in addition to our automated data synchronization, we will give you more control in Mendix 9 on which data to synchronize from the server to the device and from the device to the server. We also made the app building process a lot easier. We integrated the whole configuration and building process in Studio Pro. So once you're finished your app, it is super easy to package it and be ready to test it locally or to publish it to the Apple and Google App Stores. The last thing I want to highlight is another industry-first capability. Let's move to Hedwig. Take a look.
Thank you, Danny. Mendix 9 will include out-of-box augmented reality tools. With a standard set of AR widgets for native mobile, you can create an AR user interface using 3D objects, images, and marker detection. AR is a new technology, but we expect more devices for it in the near future. And we want to enable you to explore potential use cases easily. For example, showing information next to a machine, or in this case, a business card. This case will also be available as a tutorial, helping you get started in the world of augmented reality. We see customers exploring the use of AR to support employees in their operations by providing visual instructions and help. For example, guiding how to fix a machine or effectively store packages in a storage space. Or you can just go wild and build something like this. The classic game Snake for augmented reality, by combining different widgets, pure NanoFlow logic, native mobile, and some creativity. This is all built with Mendix, with the tools that will be part of Mendix 9.
Thanks Hedwig and Danny. More NanoFlow power, a NanoFlow debugger, integrated app packaging, and low code for augmented reality are the highlights of all the great things we are doing with native mobile in Mendix 9. With Mendix 9, we offer you the most powerful low code experience for building true native apps. However, in addition, you may want to offer more than one mobile modality to your users with the same app logic. So let's go back to Danny.
Thank you, Johan. In Mendix 9, we are introducing low-code for progressive web apps, in addition to native mobile apps. With a progressive web app, you can get user adoption without the dependency on the app stores. For example, a visitor's app to reserve a desk. You will be able to enable progressive web app capabilities for the existing web profiles in your applications. Features like Add to Home Screen for easier access, caching of static content to improve performance, device actions, and even full offline support will be available within the phone or tablet browser, without the need to package the app and without having to publish it in an app store. You can provide an offline experience on Windows devices, you can leverage device capabilities like the camera, and you can easily develop, test and iterate, all while still providing a great user experience. And if you need the best user experience, more power or more control in security, then you can build a full-blown native mobile app with the same ease, and even reuse all your front-end and back-end logic. That's progressive web apps in Mendix 9. Back to Johan.
The last part of building end-user experiences is the actual look and feel of your application. For that, we have Atlas UI, the Mendix design language that brings great user experiences to enterprise apps. Atlas UI has been designed for all channels and screen formats and consists of layouts, page templates, building blocks, widgets, design properties and themes. As part of Mendix 9, we are doing a major upgrade to Atlas UI, which means we are launching Atlas UI version 3.
That's right, Johan. Atlas UI 3 features an all-new default theme for web and mobile that includes page templates, building blocks, dark mode and improved accessibility support. We made it easy to create your own company-branded theme and turn it into the starter template for all new apps in your company. Atlas UI 3 also includes major upgrades to the widget layer. When we started with Mendix, the first widget we built was the data grid. It's the easiest way to show and filter large amount of data. And we did many incremental updates to the data grid over the years. But as part of Atlas UI 3, we took a more bold approach. We completely rewrote the data grid. Data Grid 2.0 enables end users to personalize their views by selecting the columns to show and reordering them. As Data Grid 2.0 is still the workhorse among the widgets, it is even better suited to filter, sort, group, aggregate, paginate and display massive data sets. In addition, developers can use widgets in cells, define row and cell coloring and enable virtual scrolling. In addition to the default widget set of Atlas UI 3, Mendix 9 also comes with extensibility on steroids. We already added powerful new options for pluggable widgets, containment and repeating containment, which enables to build list view-like widgets, and using list of objects without you have to write any data fetching logic for it. You can just focus on visualizing the data. Mendix 9 further improves the developer experience in such a way that makers don't feel any difference between core and pluggable widgets. We are adding conditional visibility for widget properties, automatic migration, and pluggable widget builders can define the preview for the structure mode in Studio Pro. A great example of a widget using these capabilities is created by Armando Jacobus from GEMIT for the municipality of Rotterdam. They created a full featured maps widget that makes it easy for employees and civilians to locate and report issues in the city, like broken streetlights, garbage on the streets, and more. And there's also a native mobile version of this widget.
With Native Mobile 2.0, progressive web apps, and Atlas UI 3.0, Mendix 9 is taking a big leap for multi-experience development. So far, we have talked about 16 major product announcements in 6 key areas of our all-in-one low-code platform. We started with Data Hub, then talked about intelligent automation and the innovations in multi-cloud. And we have shown the many productivity improvements and additional capabilities we are bringing to makers with the core developer experience and multi-experience announcements in Mendix 9. The beta version of Mendix 9 will be available this year. If you paid close attention, you will remember that I said that we will have 20 announcements today. That means we have 4 left. And to tell you all about it, we'll move back to Derek.
Thanks, Johan. That's incredible. I'm very proud of our team and our maker community and how together we are pushing the low-code market forward with industry-first innovations year after year. But there's more. With so many apps running on the platform, we are in a unique position to uncover industry patterns and common use cases across our entire customer base. So when we asked ourselves what more we could do for our customers, the answer was staring us right in the face. Today, I'm thrilled to announce an important addition to our business, Mendix Industry Solutions. Our aim is to enrich our platform offering with pre-built solutions, app services, and application templates powered by Mendix. Think of these solutions as packaged business capabilities designed to address common pain points across a range of vertical industries and business domains. Each solution you'll be able to make your own through powerful customization and personalization capabilities. And today, we're launching the beta of our first industry solution, Mendix Field Service Management. Many manufacturers face a huge challenge when it comes to efficiently servicing physical products. For example, unscheduled downtime of industrial assets costs almost $50 billion per year. Mendix Field Service Management is purpose-built to help industrial manufacturers improve the efficiency of their assets by addressing key use cases like spare parts ordering, workflow management, and technician enablement. Mendix Field Service Management will enable preventive, predictive, and reactive maintenance on industrial assets. And by using our multi-experience capabilities for mobile and wearable devices, technicians will be even more productive in the field. And of course, because the solution is built on the Mendix platform, you'll be able to use Mendix Data Hub to leverage out-of-the-box integrations with enterprise platforms like Siemens Teamcenter, SAP, IBM Maximo, and IoT platforms like Siemens MindSphere and Azure IoT. So that's Mendix Field Service Management. We have many other solutions in our pipeline, and I'm excited about the many new ways in which these applications will create value for you. But of course, that's only one part of the story. We will not do this alone. We aim to be the platform of choice for any maker looking to build and commercialize their solution, or perhaps an entire new business on the platform. To get there, I'm thrilled to tell you about 3 important new initiatives to power the Mendix platform economy. First, as you probably know, the Mendix App Store has grown to be a tremendously successful and important part of our developer experience. In the past 12 months alone, we've seen over 500,000 downloads in our App Store, which today contains over 2,500 assets. As part of this next step, we're rebranding the App Store to Mendix Marketplace. And we're expanding it to be much more than just a storefront. The new marketplace will come with a powerful commercial and legal backbone to monetize new solutions and automate the entire administrative lifecycle of cloud-based products, including new services for pricing, metering, and billing. Over the next few months, we'll make all Mendix products and services available for purchase in the marketplace, including our new industry solutions. Which leads me to my second point. As part of the marketplace rollout, we'll launch a new and exciting marketplace vendor program. As part of this program, we will provide any aspiring solution provider with purpose-built tools, pricing, and support to quickly and easily start building and monetizing solutions. Also, as a marketplace vendor, you'll be able to reach our entire customer base. Everything you need to manage products, subscriptions, get usage insights, or process payments will be provided by the platform. So all you need to worry about is building your solution. We are currently partnering with many ISVs in various focus industries, with more details to come soon. Which brings me to our third initiative. Over the years, we have witnessed the success of many new startups that use the Mendix platform at the core of their business. We get dozens of new startup applications every week, and we realize we have an opportunity to provide even more value in helping tomorrow's businesses get off the ground. I know from personal experience how hard it is to get a business started, and I wish I had a platform like Mendix that includes a technology stack and an already existing customer base. So I'm happy to announce, and this is my personal favorite of today, the Mendix Startup Accelerator Program. Our aim is to be the platform of choice for new startups looking to change the world with software. As part of this program, we will provide new startups with free licenses, training and support, as well as access to a vibrant network of startup and SaaS experts in our ecosystem. If you are interested in jumpstarting your new business on the platform, go to our website and qualify for our Startup Accelerator program today. I'm looking forward to the many innovative solutions this will trigger. So bringing it all together, an extensible all-in-one low-code platform, industry solutions, a new marketplace, and a rapidly expanding ecosystem, we've shown you a glimpse of where we see the future. We hope you'll take the opportunity to attend many of the 60+ sessions and amazing maker stories showcased at Mendix World. Because beyond anything else, our goal is to inspire and enable you to make tomorrow's products and experiences. Enjoy Mendix World and go make it!